Barcelona take on Liverpool, the first leg at the Camp Nou. Gab, reports in Catalonia suggesting that Barcelona look to copy Manchester City and what they did in that defeat of Liverpool earlier on in the season. Are they capable of that?
Yeah, I don't really necessarily buy that because, Manchester City have people like Sané and Sterling out wide, whereas Barcelona have Lionel Messi, great player, but entirely different player. I think if there are lessons to be taken from that, I think one obvious one is the importance of the midfield. Barcelona, I think they're going to feel that if they can starve Liverpool's front men of the supply from the middle of the park, and also perhaps help pin back the fullbacks, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, with Jordi Alba down the left and obviously Messi on the right, then they're gonna be able to overload the midfield, dominate the game, and really pick their spots. I think they feel that they definitely have an edge there, and I think there's also a sense, and then Jurgen Klopp touched upon this himself, saying that we're not necessarily going to see the crash bang wallop heavy metal football version of Liverpool that we saw last season. We might see a much more measured approach. This is a more mature team, I think, this year than last year, one that can pace itself and then knows that the tie is going to last 180 minutes. And even if they don't do it at the Camp Nou, they'll like their chances to go and do it back at Anfield.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Liverpool in the away games recently in the Champions League, the win in Porto, which was expected, but the win in Munich, I think is more reflective of a team that is set up to be, compact and a real threat on the road, which makes their group stage away form quite surprising because it was poor.
Yeah,
I couldn't win a game away from home, which I found quite strange because when you think about it, as Gab was saying there, that a little bit more coy, a little bit more cautious, but then you've got the pace of that front three, particularly the wider guys, to really hit on the counter-attack and take advantage of the Barcelona fullbacks getting forward. I think the most important person for Liverpool defensively, and I've said this before, could be Roberto Firmino, if he plays, which he should. Because the job he needs to do and the job that he has done for Liverpool on many occasions, working back as an extra midfielder almost, has been unquestionably a huge part of their success. Because he gets back in, he helps out, sometimes he wins it back, and then before you know it, he's springing forward on the attack with Mane and Salah. If they can do that and able to thwart the Barca midfield, they're going to give themselves at least a chance to get an away goal.
I think Liverpool have been far more measured, particularly in the Champions League, than we've gotten used to under Jurgen Klopp over the last couple of seasons. And in particular, coming into this one, when you think of Barcelona's own away form, you know that you could lose this leg or you could lose this tie potentially in the first leg. So if you're far more cautious, as they have been, if you continue to be as organised and you somehow keep this within touching distance, you can get the result you're looking for at Anfield.